Hey everyone, we are gonna get into Akira Shinobu's information, so let's begin. Akira Shinobu is a 15-year-old magical girl. She is 164 centimeters in height. Her eye color is light blue, and her hair color is gray. She comes from Senkyo Ward in Kamihama City. Her soul gem is a blue diamond located on her left gauntlet. Her weapon are open finger gloves. Akria has no doppel at the time of this video, and attends Shoku Senkyoyan Educational Academy in the 9th grade. Her wish to become a magic girl was to save people she was with while injured in a witch's labyrinth. All those people, save them. Akria's magical girl element is the water element, and she can identify weak points. A magical girl who looks, talks, and acts like a boy. She was raised and trained alongside the boys at her father's karate dojo. Akira is known as the troubleshooter of Shigoyan because she can't say no to anyone in need. Akira dreams of an event in her past while she was attacked by a witch familiar. Akira wakes up and sees Sasara Managi. Sasara explains she's out for a walk and asks Akira what she's doing. Akira says that an old man from around the area lost something in the park and asks her to look for it. Sasara says that's expected for the troubleshooter, and says Akira's desire to help people is an admirable trait. Akira says she just has a hard time turning down people if they ask for help. Sasara says that makes Akira like a knight. Sasara asks if Akira found the item, but Akira says she couldn't find it and dozed off while taking a break. Sasara offers to help and asks what the item was. Akira says it's a cane. Sasara says how you lose a cane. But Akira says lost canes are surprisingly common. Sasara asks if the cane was red. When Akira says yes and asks how she knows, Sasara explains she saw some children playing with a red cane. Sasara and Akira head to find the children. Akira narrates that this is the story of how she became a magical girl and how it connects to another one. She says that her father runs a karate dojo and passes on to her these important words. To know what's right and fail to do it is to have no courage. Akira explains that she thinks herself more like a guy, even using muscular speech patterns, possibly because she grew up training alongside other men. Her father is perfectly fine with this habit, though Akira thinks that she's just because her father wanted a son to begin with. However, she says she learned a lot from her father. In a flashback, Akira's father says she should always help those in need, lest she regret not reaching out when it's too late. Because of how her father raised her, Akira always is in nature not to ignore someone who's in need of help. Akira narrates that the first time she helped someone was when she was 6. She helped a woman from the neighborhood find her lost purse. Even ever since, people from around the neighborhood have asked Akira for help. She could never say no. That's when she picked up the nickname Troubleshooter. When she started middle school, even her classmates asked her for favors. Akira felt that the unending requests made every day pretty tough. Then one day, Akira received a request from a girl asking if she could be her bodyguard. The girl explained that she always thought someone was following her when she walked home from school. The girl begged Akira for help, and Akira asked if she was good enough. The girl claimed that there aren't any boys she felt comfortable asking for help, and her father had work. The girl said that Akira's karate is strong, though Akira claimed she has a long way to go. However, Akira still agreed to help. The girl left with the school and they walked together through the park. Akira asked if the girl was where the girl felt that she was being followed. The girl said it was just up ahead, and then went silent. Suddenly, the girl revealed the actual reason she brought Akira here. She wanted to give her a love confession. A shocked Akira pointed out they are both girls, but the other girl doesn't care. The girl admitted that she was lying about having a stalker, but Akira said she was relieved the girl wasn't in danger. Akira admitted that she didn't know a lot about that sort of thing, and politely rejected the girl's confession. The girl said she understood and apologized for lying. After she thanked Akira, the girl left on her own. Akira narrates that this is sort of a sad way to part. She always says she regrets letting the girl leave alone that day because shortly after the day, the girl vanished. When Akira learned the girl disappeared a few days later, she immediately blamed herself. She speculates on what happened if she left the girl, or if she gave her another answer. Akira spent the next few days searching for the girl. Finally, she returned to the park and reacted to the girl's steps. And when she left to Akira the other day, Akira wondered what the girl's feelings were. She also wondered if she was really alright with the answer she gave the girl. Suddenly, Akira stepped into the witch's barrier. Akira is associated by a familiar and is quickly runs away. She soon found a crowd of people standing around with blank looks on their faces. Suddenly, Akira saw the girl she was looking for. Akira told the girl they needed to go, but the girl resisted. The girl kept muttering that it was fine and that she should stay here. When Akira asked what's wrong, a voice called out to her and said the girl was marked by a witch's kiss, and it is now held by prisoner within the barrier. The voice reveals itself to be Kyubei, who explains to Akira about the witches, familiars, and the magical girls. Akira narrates that she wouldn't have believed any of it if she wasn't in this situation. Kyubei explains that if Akira killed the witch and the familiars, she could have saved the people trapped in the barrier. She offered her a contract, but Akira says it's too sudden. Suddenly, Akira is attacked by familiars, who knock her around like a doll, and as like if they were playing. Akira felt like they were on the level even for karate couldn't reach. Kyubei again offered a contract to Akira, and injured Akira made the following wish. All those people. Save them. Akira turned into a magical girl, destroyed the familiars, and rescued the victims, just as she wished it for. The next day, Akira found that none of her victims remember the incident. Akira wondered if it was because of her wish. She asked Kyubei if that's all they forgot because she saved them, and Kyubei says it was possible. Akira asked Kyubei if there were more witches out there, and Kyubei says she only destroyed familiars. Akira then says she had to defeat the witch they came from, and asked if that's what a magical girl does. Kyubei says it was her destiny to fight witches. Akira narrates how she started her life as a magical girl. Knowing that witches exist, she felt the importance of her father's words about doing the right thing. After becoming a magical girl, Akira started to patrol Kamihama. If she heard about a trouble or incident, she would follow it as the case, and it would cause to be by a witch. One day, she heard about people disappearing and while investigating ran into a familiar. However, Akira had not transformed into a magical girl form yet and was caught off guard by the familiar's speed. Akira tried to transform but dropped the soul gem. The familiars attacked and prevented her from reaching it. Akira then decided to run, hoping to circle back and grab the soul gem. When she was in the opening, however, when she felt the barrier, she suddenly fell unconscious. When Akira wakes up, she sees a shocked girl, asking if she was alright. The girl introduced herself as Nanaka Kahira, another magical girl. Akira narrates that Nanaka was chasing the same familiar she was. Akira wondered why she collapsed. Nanaka says she found Akira unconscious when she arrived. Akira then noticed the soul gem was present. Nanaka explained she found it and picked it up a moment ago. Akira thanks Nanaka and proceeded to transform, but Nanaka then told her to wait. Nanaka said that they should withdraw since Akira felt unconscious. Akira reluctantly agreed. Akira noticed that Nanaka seemed gentle at a glance, but when they were back, she already was feeling how intense Nanaka could be breath from the surface. A few days later, Nanaka asked Kyubei what happened and told Akira that she collapsed from lack of magic. Yeah, right, lack of magic, not like there's something else. However, Akira felt fine. Nanaka then called Akira asking for a favor when they met again. Nanaka asked Akira to do her. Akira protested and asked why Nanaka wanted to fight her. Nanaka said it was because Akira was weak, and she had outright collapsed earlier. Nanaka then said she will prove how little potential Akira had, and that once Akira loses it, she will quit hunting witches and live an ordinary school life. Akira said that as she's from a family that wants a karate dojo, she can't ignore with Akira, Nanaka said. Akira then claimed she's not a pushover and will fight witches. Nanaka says that was wonderful, and the two girls begin their duel. After some fighting, Nanaka ended the duel. Akira says they haven't finished, but Nanaka says she understood Akira's true strength. She then apologized for her harsh words earlier, claiming that she was only trying to see how strong Akira's resolve was. When Akira asked why, Nanaka pointed out that Akira had collapsed, and so Nanaka had no way of knowing how well Akira was capable of fighting. Nanaka then claimed there was nothing to worry about. Akira was strong enough to associate with her when she invited Akira to work together as a team. Akira said the offer was too sudden, prompting Nanaka to announce that she was very troubled and that she couldn't fight witches by herself. Nanaka then said she heard Akira never abandoned someone in need. Akira said that wasn't fair. She narrates that Nanaka eventually won her over. In the present day, Akira returns the lost cane to the old man. Akira thanks Sasara, who says it was nothing. Akira narrates that after she met Nanaka, she met a bunch of other magical girls and is still meeting more. She wonders how many magical girls there are in Kamihama City. Akira then tells Sasara that she has to go to a meeting at Akira's place. Akira says it was something to do with Kamihama's real estate. Sasara asks if Nanaka is going into the business, but Araka doubts that it was. The girls wish each other goodbye and depart. Akira narrates that Nanaka has her sights set on something different from the rest of them, and she says preoccupied with those thoughts. Akira then narrates that this is just a story of how she and Nanaka met, and that's all she'll talk about next time. About the rest of the story, Akira wonders if she's being used by Nanaka. Akira has the ability to identify weak points. This gives her an advantage against her enemies, as she can tell where to attack them. Akira's first name, Akira, means bright and clear. Her last name means will in Shin, respectfully. Fact 1. Her illustrator is Ochel Pixiv. However, in the NA version of the game, the illustrator's name is translated as Otiao. Fact 2. The reason why her soul gem is on her fist, primarily a weapon, is because her illustrator did not know that soul gems were souls. Like, hello, it's literally in the name. Fact 3. Akira is one of the side story magical girls given an English voice actor, though we'll get back to her later. Akira's Japanese voice actor is Tomoru Muraka, who you might know as Aoi Taragami, aka Cherry Gelato, in the 2017 Pretty Cure series Kyakia Pretty Cure Alo Mode, Yuma Kuga in World Trigger, Danielle Dimitrescu in Resident Evil Village Japanese dub. Oh god, why? For dubbing, we got Mika Kaboda from Glitch Tech, Anita Tadatail Darling in Cruella. Seems Tomo does a lot of dubbing of live action roles that just let me writing this. But anyways, for her English VA is Angela Clark, who you know for voicing Mifu Uzura. Though I have mentioned the roles Angela had played besides Mifu, let's go over the other roles Akira's list. She both played Baraba and Rossi in Promised Neverland Season 2, Iori Furisaka in 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, Beidou in Genshin Impact, and Clara Nightingale, Fright Nightingale in Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. And so that is for Akira's. Next time I will talk about Minaka Kurumi. See you next time.